Hello friends, I hope you are well. Today we will talk about Ptolemy I Soter. Ptolemy I Soter was born around 367 BCE in Macedonia. He was the son of Lagus, a nobleman, and Arsinoe, who may have been connected to the Macedonian royal family. Some sources suggest he was an illegitimate half-brother of Alexander the Great, though this is debated. Ptolemy was a close companion of Alexander the Great from childhood and served as one of his most trusted generals and bodyguards. Somatofi Lakes. Role in Alexander the Great's campaigns, 336 BCE 323 BCE. Battle of Issus, 333 BCE, helped defeat the Persian king Darius III. Siege of Tyre, 332 BCE, assisted in capturing the strategic city. Egyptian campaign, 332 BCE, accompanied Alexander during his conquest of Egypt, where Alexander was welcomed as a liberator. Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BCE, aided in the final defeat of Darius III. Indian campaign, 327–325 BCE, led Macedonian troops during Alexander's invasion of India. Return to Babylon, 324 BCE, Ptolemy remained a loyal commander until Alexander's death. The partition of Alexander's empire, 323 BCE 321 BCE. After Alexander's sudden death in 323 BCE, his vast empire was divided among his generals, the Diadochi. Ptolemy took control of Egypt, a wealthy and strategic region. To legitimize his rule, he stole Alexander's body and brought it to Memphis, then later to Alexandria, making Egypt the symbolic center of Alexander's legacy. He opposed Perdiccas, the regent of the empire, leading to war. Wars of the Diadochi, 321 BCE 305 BCE. War with Perdiccas, 321 BCE, defeated Perdiccas, who was later assassinated. Attal of Gaza, 312 BCE, defeated Demetrius I, son of Antigonus, securing control over Cyprus and parts of Syria. War against Antigonus, 306–301 BCE. Antigonus tried to reunite Alexander's empire, but Ptolemy allied with Seleucus I, Cassander, and Lysimachus. Battle of Ipsus, 301 BCE. Antigonus was defeated and killed, ensuring Ptolemy independence. Ptolemy as pharaoh of Egypt, 305 BCE 283 BCE. In 305 BCE, Ptolemy declared himself pharaoh, founding the Ptolemaic dynasty that ruled Egypt for almost 300 years, until Cleopatra VII in 30 BCE. He adopted Egyptian traditions and religious practices to gain support. Founded Alexandria, a major cultural and economic center. Built the Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Created the Library of Alexandria, making it the greatest center of learning in the ancient world. Final years and death, 283 BCE 282 BCE. In 283 BCE, Ptolemy abdicated in favor of his son Ptolemy II Philadelphus. He died peacefully in 282 BCE at the age of about 85, making him one of the few Diadochi to die of natural causes. Founded the Ptolemaic dynasty that lasted until Cleopatra VII d. 30 BCE. Transformed Egypt into a Greek-Egyptian hybrid civilization. Established Alexandria as a cultural and intellectual hub. Secured Egypt's political and military power in the Hellenistic world. Ptolemy I Soter wrote a historical account of Alexander the Great's campaigns, but unfortunately, his work is lost. However, Arrian, a 2nd century historian, heavily relied on Ptolemy writings when composing his Anabasis of Alexander, also known as the Campaigns of Alexander. Based on Arrian's citations, we can reconstruct the general content of Ptolemy's historical book. The history of Alexander's campaigns. Ptolemy's book was a first-hand military history of Alexander the Great's conquests. It likely focused on factual military events rather than myths or exaggerated stories. Early life and rise of Alexander, 336–334 BCE. Alexander's accession to the throne of Macedon after Philip II's assassination. His early battles in Greece, including the destruction of Thebes, 335 BCE. His vision of conquering the Persian Empire. Persian campaigns, 334–331 BCE. Battle of the Granicus, 334 BCE, first major victory over the Persians. Siege of Halicarnassus, 334 BCE, a difficult battle that secured Asia Minor. Battle of Issus, 333 BCE, Alexander's first major confrontation with Darius III. Siege of Tyre, 332 BCE, a brutal 7-month siege of the strategic island city. Conquest of Egypt, 332 BCE. Alexander was welcomed as a liberator. Founded Alexandria, which would later become Egypt's capital. Visited the oracle of Ammon at Siwa, where he was declared the son of Zeus Ammon. The final defeat of the Persian Empire, 331–330 BCE. Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BCE, the decisive victory over Darius III. The capture of Babylon, Susa, and Persepolis. The burning of Persepolis, possibly as revenge for Persian destruction of Athens. Eastern campaigns and invasion of India, 330–325 BCE. Murder of Darius III by his own men. Alexander's harsh response to Bessus, the Persian usurper. Battle of the Hydaspes, 326 BCE, a difficult battle against King Porus in India. Ptolemy personally fought and recorded details of the elephant warfare used by the Indians. Alexander's troops mutiny, 325 BCE, the army refused to go further into India. Alexander was forced to turn back. The return to Babylon and Alexander's death, 325–323 BCE. The dangerous march through the Gedrosian desert, where many soldiers died. Alexander's final months in Babylon, where he planned new conquests. Alexander's sudden death in 323 BCE, Ptolemy likely gave his own opinion on whether he was poisoned or died of illness. The partition of the empire, 323 BCE onward. Ptolemy detailed the chaos after Alexander's death. He described how he stole Alexander's body and took it to Memphis, later moving it to Alexandria. He likely justified his claim to Egypt and his conflicts with other Diadochi successors. First-hand account. Since Ptolemy was one of Alexander's top generals, his book was a primary source. Factual and military-oriented, unlike other writers, Ptolemy avoided myths and focused on military and political events. Major influence on Arrian. Arrian's Anabasis of Alexander, 2nd century CE, is considered the most reliable history of Alexander, because it was based largely on Ptolemy writings. The book was not widely copied in later centuries. Later historians like Arrian summarized its content, making it less necessary to preserve the original text. The Library of Alexandria, where Ptolemy works were likely stored, was destroyed multiple times. Ptolemy I Soter's book was one of the most authoritative histories of Alexander the Great's campaigns. While lost, its impact survives through Arrian and other later historians. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.